Hey everybody, it's Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. Welcome to my channel today. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Give my videos thumbs ups. Checking me out on my Facebook group page. I love it. I love having you coming by. Thank you for your comments as well. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about the good news, the really good news from the CDC, the lifting of the no sail order for cruise lines, where apparently cruise lines will be able to start sailing in the first week of November, and everybody will be happy. The beachgoers here in Miami will be able to watch cruise ships coming and going into the port of Miami, get their cameras out, and take a bunch of pictures. That's the good news. What's the bad news, Bruce? Well, unfortunately, kids, we have a problem. And the problem is that the cruise lines are under, it's like a bit of an obstacle course that they have to go through to be able to start sailing. It's been a tough year for cruise lines this year, as evidenced by this photo right here. Cruise ships stopped sailing in March, and they started scrapping their older ships in April and May and June, and there are at least 5 of them here in Turkey right now, and I think there are more coming. Number of ships have been transferred to other lines and everything else, but these cruise lines have been saying to the CDC, come on, guys, we've got all these new health protocols. Let us get back at it. If you can fly an airplane and you can go to a hotel, certainly you should be able to take a cruise. And with a little bit of persuasion from the White House, the folks at the CDC have come out with a recommendation and a couple of guidelines for the cruise lines to follow that would technically allow them to start sailing their ships. Now, if you've been following my channel, you know that the cruise lines will not start sailing until early December, because that's their own voluntary shutdown time. That's the big 3 I'm talking about: Carnival, Norwegian, and Royal Caribbean, and all of their other lines. We also know that a bunch of the cruise lines out there have already told us they're not sailing until January. Some won't start till March. Others aren't going to start till next May. But getting started in the first week of December, I don't know if it can happen, because going through some of these requirements that the CDC has insisted on for the cruise lines, I'm not really sure if they're going to be able to adhere to the rules. These are pretty unbelievable. Stuff like doing what I would call a test sailing or two, where they're going to do what I guess they're calling simulations, where I'm not sure what they're going to do here. They're going to get crew on board these ships. They have to quarantine them first, get them cleared, and then they're going to bring people on board the ship, maybe other crew or volunteers or members of the public will sign all kinds of waivers, and then go out on cruises and come back and prove to the authorities that no one got sick, everyone's fine. And then they're going to operate those exact same kind of cruises when they start sailing again. I don't know. Will that mean Disney here will or will not be able to go to Castaway Cay? I'm not sure. There's a lot to be talked about here. By the way, thank you again for joining me today. This video is sponsored by you guys. Those of you who are my sponsor members of my channel are, in effect, sponsoring these and all my videos and my live shows. Thank you for joining me as a sponsor member. And don't forget to catch up with me Monday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern and Fridays at 3 o'clock Eastern in the afternoon for 2 weekly exclusive sponsor member shows, including trivia on Fridays. And those of you who do subscribe, as a little gift from me to you, as a little sign of appreciation, I'll send you a TWB postcard from Creston that we had custom made. And also thanks to all of you out there who are supporting this channel by visiting the Redbubble store. We just got in some new COVID masks with adjustable ear straps. Check them out at the link down below. Now back to the CDC and cruise lines. Apart from these simulated cruises that have to be done, they have to go through all kinds of other protocols. But there's some other rules that just came out that I read about that I thought I'd mention to you. That let me quote here an article that I was reading about. It says, should a cruise line opt to apply and be awarded a CDC COVID-19 conditional sailing certificate. Isn't that a mouthful? A number of challenges will include limited port traffic and the need for hotel or other housing inventory. According to the new CDC guidelines, a cruise line will need a medical care agreement between the cruise ship operator and healthcare entities addressing evacuation to onshore hospitals for passengers and crew in need of care in accordance with CDC technical instructions and orders. This sounds complicated. It will also need a housing agreement between the cruise ship operator and one or more shoreside facilities, aka hotels, for isolation and quarantine of COVID-19 cases and close contacts, respectively, identified from the day of embarkation through disembarkation for each voyage, accordance with CDC technical instructions. And perhaps more challenging, a port agreement between the cruise ship operator and port authority is needed and will determine the number of cruise ships at any single port in order not to overburden the public health response resources of any single jurisdiction in the event of COVID-19 outbreak. So basically, the cruise lines have to work a deal with the folks here at Port Canaveral and over in Port Miami, the Port of Miami and Fort Lauderdale. They have to have an agreement in place with the ports to have ships in port, but not as many as there used to be. I don't know if this is like 2 ships at a time or 3 instead of 7, 8, or 9. This is going to greatly reduce the ability of the different ports of call to even break even. This is going to reduce by a dramatic amount how many passengers a day are going to be able to get on and get off cruise ships. This is going to limit the cruise lines to maybe, 20% of their fleet, 30% of their fleets. I mean, keep in mind that Carnival owns Holland America, Princess, Cunard, Royal Caribbean has their line, and also Celebrity. Then there's Norwegian with their lines, and everybody else who's trying to get in and out of these ports. How can these cruise lines tie up the port for a handful of ships? Are they going to have to pay triple the rate to make up the difference? Because after all, the ports are, limiting for them how many passengers and boat ships can be handled at any one time. I just don't know how this is going to work. And the idea of having a hotel on standby for the possibility of people who test positive but also close contacts, does that mean if you and your wife are in a cabin and you're fine, but you were at a table next to a couple and they tested positive, does that mean they're coming after you to put you in isolation as well when you get back to Miami for 14 days? Who's going to pay for this? I just don't know how this is going to work out. More and more of these details are coming out now from the CDC, and they seem more and more onerous to me. And I just get the impression that if we have an election here in a couple of days in the USA, which is just around the corner, these cruise lines may not even want to try and start this whole thing until after the determination is made as to who won the election. And then we'll find out what the game plan for, the CDC really will be. Because without a vaccine, it sounds to me like the CDC is going to put up so many roadblocks that no cruise line will be able to adhere and follow the rules to make this work. But in technicality, a technicality is that they've lifted the no sail order. So on the one hand, they've done it, but on the other hand, they've put so many obstacles in the way. I don't know if this is going to happen. Anyway, we'll stay on top of it. We'll keep following it. Thank you, everybody, for following my channel, giving me thumbs ups, and subscribing to Traveling with Bruce. Become a subscriber member today. Join me Mondays and Fridays for exclusive sponsor member live shows. And we'll keep you posted on what's going on, everybody. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.